well, long time no speak on YouTube. It's only taken me 8 months to get around to a third video on my channel, but we're here. So yeah, I thought it was probably about time that I checked back in. A lot of things have happened with creating the yoga business, a lot more recently on kind of creating content, and now we're at the stage where we're trying to build a bit of an audience. So I have started thinking about doing like talking videos, maybe showing my face on Hudoron. Oh, I nearly said it. Hudoron Collective, that's what the business is called. We'll reveal it now. Yeah, started to think about showing my face and doing like talking stories and things on the Hudoron Collective Instagram, and also on TikTok. I want us to be really nice and relatable, so I need to get over that and try and put myself out there a bit more. So I thought, I've done a couple of these videos before, so let's start here and then I can see where I decide to take it after this. But yeah, hopefully I'll get a bit more confident with it. So a lot has happened in the last, well, 8 months since I filmed the last video, and specifically the last 12 months of my life. First obvious one is my hair's gone. It's supposed to be this whole quiet luxury, French girl chic, short, yeah, it's the French girl bob, I think is what they call it, which I kind of did in a little bit of an impulsive place, but I'm kind of glad that I did. I quite like it. At the moment, I think, yeah, it suits me, kind of happy with it. We're going with it. We're all for the change at the moment. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to just chat about what the platform is, and where it's got to, really, so that if anybody watches this, they can kind of get involved and we can kind of see where this thing goes. So when I last left off, I can't remember if I said this in the last video, and I really should have just watched it back just to be sure. Not that anyone cares really or watches these videos, but I put a post up, I think in November sometime, on LinkedIn, just saying about how difficult it can be when you're trying to start a new business, having to wear all of the different hats. And one of my super old friends, who I've known since I was a toddler, got in touch and messaged me, and she said she was kind of in an interesting position in her own personal life, and we kind of got to sharing all about that side of things. I won't go into some of the stuff that I've been dealing with over the last year. I mean, it's been the last 3 years, 3.5-ish years, if I'm honest. But yeah, I mean, it felt like one of those like serendipitous moments where I've had this idea for Hudoron Collective since, I think it was kind of May 2020 that the idea finally came to me. And if I think about everything that's happened and that I've gone through during that time, it's kind of mind-blowing. Just things I never ever in my wildest dreams would have thought that I had to deal with and be put in those kinds of situations. And it's easy for me to be hard on myself and kind of say, gosh, you've had this idea for over a year now and you've done nothing with it. But actually, like, to be in positions where I've completely, like, my confidence has been stripped away from me, my self-worth, my self-belief, to have been in that position in that way for the last year or so, and to have got the platform to where we've got it to now, like, I actually feel really proud. So yeah, like, Harriet and I bonded over difficult times. She was definitely nowhere near in like this sort of position that I was. She's actually in a very happy position. It's just a very big change of lifestyle for her. She just had a baby, and that's life-changing, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Haven't been through it myself personally, but yeah, I understand that that's quite a difficult thing to go through and quite the adjustment. So we were talking about all of this stuff, and she kind of said, I've got some time on my hands, you know, if I can help, let me help. So from there, we just made it our mission to speak regularly, and I think through that, and through, on my side anyway, I think on hers as well, you know, there's difficult times too, but through funneling the energy from difficult times, and honestly on my side the rage and the sadness and a lot of really hard, tough stuff that I've been dealing with, and like funneling all of that actually into myself and the business has been so good. And we're now in August 2023, although you would be forgiven for not thinking that it's August because it appears to be winter. I mean, it's literally rained for the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks non-stop. Here's Crumpet to say hello. Yeah, so you wouldn't know, but it's August 2023 and we have just launched our free membership option on the platform. So let's give you a brief overview of what Hudoron Collective is and how it works. So Hudoron Collective, my dear Crumpet, oh, and there's Tilly, just lovely. Thanks everyone. Please don't knock this tripod over, guys. Slight intermission here, I apologise. Tilly's just bought me one of my socks, which is very helpful right now. Yes, Hudoron Collective. It is an online yoga platform, and I am of course aware that lots of those exist. Lots of them exist for quite well-established influencers or established kind of yoga studios, and a lot of them kind of came out around the pandemic time with, you know, COVID, because obviously we couldn't practice in studios anymore. So yes, there's quite a few of them. Ours is different. Of course it is, otherwise why else would I create it? So in 2021, I qualified as a yoga teacher. I've been practicing yoga for about 5 years, and I actually first started by practicing free yoga on YouTube. I managed to factor it into my kind of everyday routine, and it became a real crutch for me in like difficult times, and I really did start to embrace some of the, I have to be careful how I say this because I don't want to frame it as like woo-woo. You hear a lot of people call it woo-woo, and that's not the right word to use. It's very disparaging, and yeah, it's not right. But I feel like you will understand what I mean when I say that. But trust me when I say woo-woo is not the right word, and we need to avoid using that. But some of the other aspects of yoga, so sometimes when you go to a yoga class, it might be that they suggest, are you coming up? Okay, it's Tilly's turn now. Right. So sometimes in a yoga class, you will be invited to set an intention for the hour's practice, or however long it is. And they'll offer an intention up if you can't think of one. So it might be, you know, I'm going to be kind to myself today, and I'm going to avoid negative thoughts towards myself, something like that. And when I first started practicing, I started practicing purely for the kind of physical side. But eventually I can actually remember the exact class that I did standing in my old living room, and just thinking, just let go and embrace this, because it's obviously a huge part of yoga. So, and nobody can hear inside your head what you're thinking. There's nobody else here to like have, you know, laugh at you, or that you should feel embarrassed around, or make you feel stupid. So go with it. And so I started to do that every time I went to classes, and I eventually really noticed that yoga was having quite a profound effect on my mental health. I've always been quite an anxious person, and it was really helping me. And I think that's why it became such a, you know, such a reliable part of every day for me, really. And so I went off and trained as a yoga teacher in 2021. It became very apparent to me very quickly when I qualified as a teacher that it's an extremely competitive environment. I'm sure you see people doing yoga on social media. There's a lot of kind of girls in bikinis, there's a lot of handstands, a lot of twisting your body into various contortions and pretzel shapes and things. And for me, it's just not what yoga's about. Yoga completely transformed my life and has been huge for me in the 5 years that I've been practicing it. And it's really not about getting your legs behind your head or standing on your hands for 5 minutes. And so when I've graduated, I really felt like, wow, how can I create any kind of content to build any kind of, give me that, give, we don't need to see that on camera, leave. To create any kind of like community or audience that might want to practice my classes, because I can't do those things. I don't have any real want to do those things, or so yeah, basically it was very competitive. The other thing is it's really difficult to get teaching slots in studios. Okay, we're all here now, but we'll just keep going. It's fine, we're professionals, ladies. Crumps, you can't you can't be on my face like this. Okay. It's very difficult to get teaching slots in studios when you don't have an awful lot of experience. So I did manage to get a teaching slot at the beginning of 2022. Very infrequent and only for a couple of months. And whenever I tried to create my own classes online, I found it very difficult. Crumpet, I'm really sorry, but you can't sit here, puppy. Okay, start again. Yeah, it's very difficult to get slots in studios. I managed to get my own slot in a studio. It was kind of on and off, and I only had it for like a couple of months, and honestly I didn't feel that confident doing it and I struggled. On top of that, I did try and start my own online classes. When you are on your teacher training, they tell you to teach to as many people as you can for free, and I would have like 15, 18, 20 people come to my classes. As soon as you ask them to pay you for those classes, everybody disappears. Let me tell you. And so I've just been racking my brains trying to think about, like, you know, how can I create that audience? I'm not an influencer. So how do you do that? And then I thought, what about if a few of us were doing it collectively? And obviously it's in the name, Hudoron Collective. So Hudoron Collective is an online yoga platform, very similar to everything that's out there. You pay a monthly fee and you get access to our pre-recorded yoga classes right now. It's a very small fee. It will be £5 a month. At the moment, we've just launched a free membership throughout August. So if you want to sign up for that, go for it. We've put a few classes up there for you to try for free. And then from September, we'll be charging £5 a month. That gets you access to the classes, all of the classes that are pre-recorded by our teachers. So the entire library. It gets us, and those teachers, by the way, get paid by us when they submit a class to the platform. It also gets you access to our blog, which Harriet and I write every week. We send out 2 newsletters a week, one to our teachers and one to our students. And it also gets you access to the Facebook members group, and we have a Facebook teachers group too. In that members group, it's where all of our students can chat to each other, share tips and tricks, share recipes, chat about life, meet each other, make new friends. Harriet and I are in there to chat to. We're also starting Sunday morning club, so the plan is every Sunday at 10 a.m. we will all jump on Zoom and you can grab a cup of tea, coffee, whatever it might be, and we're just going to chat to each other, hold each other accountable. You know, if you're trying to build a habit, probably, you know, if you're on the platform, you're trying to build yoga into your routine. So, you know, we can hold each other accountable, chat about things that we're doing and finding easy, hard, ask questions about how people, you know, do X, Y, Z. We'll have guest teachers and things like that on there too. So yeah, that is the platform. I feel really proud of where Harriet and I have got it to, considering the last 8 months. I think we've been able to channel some of the difficulties that we've had into this idea that we both really strongly believe in and are super passionate about, and just, you know, can't wait to see it thrive. We know it's going to be a slow burn because people don't know us, people don't know we exist and things, and there's lots of options out there for you. We know that, but the snowball has started to get some traction and we've started to push it along now. We're planning to use the rest of the year to do that, and to just kind of keep it going, slowly build, test and learn. We're at the point where we're starting to build bits of content. We're not taking social media too seriously right now. We're just kind of throwing things out there and just kind of getting ourselves into the new habit of creating content and posting content and feeling okay with it. Yeah, like, you know, I need to get better at kind of putting myself out there and showing people what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so that they can see the face behind this stuff too. But that's exciting and I'm up for it and I feel really excited by it now. So yeah, I'm extremely proud of Harriet and I for getting it to here. And then who knows where we'll be this time next year. Who knows what Hudoron Collective might look like. But I would just say, if you're watching this, number one, thank you, because I've no idea why you would want to watch me. But number two, anything that, you know, is within your power to support us if you'd like to, like, we are so grateful for. You know, it costs absolutely nothing to follow us, to like our posts, to share our posts, to watch our videos. It costs nothing to sign up to our newsletter. Right now it costs nothing for all of August to sign up to the platform. After that it costs £5 a month to sign up to the platform, which that is cheaper than a large fancy coffee from a coffee shop. And that's not just for like one class, which is what you would normally pay. Or some of these online platforms cost like £35-40 a month, which I have to say is still insanely good value for the classes that you're getting. But for £5 a month, you're helping launch the careers of brand new yoga teachers. You're giving them confidence. You're helping them with their experience. You are literally getting them jobs with their local yoga studios and kind of helping them to build their own platforms so that they might be able to launch their own yoga platform, you know? So yeah, I just want to say super thank you if you watch this, and super thank you if you want to help us in any way. But yeah, we are back. I'm going to try and do one of these videos maybe once a week, just for me and for my own kind of confidence building and stuff. And it's just really nice to keep a record of this time that we're going through. You know, hopefully in a few years' time, I'll be on a yacht sipping champagne, looking back at filming this video. With any luck, you never know. We'll manifest it, baby. But yeah, thank you so much if you've watched this, and thank you so much if you go and check the platform out. You can find it at hudoroncollective.com, which is HUDORON collective, all one word, .com. Thanks, I guess. Thanks also to Tilly and Crumpet for interrupting us and making their debut on YouTube. But yeah, see you in the next one.